Hey guys, my name is Nate with Expedition Drench. I'm a professional underwater cinematographer, and Insta360 reached out to me recently and they wanted me to do a review on their brand new action camera, their Insta360 Ace Pro. I was like, you know what? I've been a long time user of GoPro when it's just like a run and gun situation. They sent me out their Insta360 Ace Pro, and I have to say that right off the get-go, I was blown away. Even though you might look at this and think to yourself, well, this kind of looks like a GoPro, because it kind of does, but the guts that are inside this thing absolutely annihilate anything that GoPro has ever put out, full stop. Let's start with that they have a really massive sensor inside of this thing. And when you're filming underwater, such as we are, it's really important that you have a really good sensor because you're already dealing with dark lighting scenarios. So if you're going in caves or if you're even just 10, 20 meters deep, lighting matters. And to pick up those colors that you lose quickly, like your reds, your oranges, you really need a good sensor. When I'm filming professionally, of course I use lighting and rigs like that, but it's not always a practical application. And this camera right here, I'm going to show you the difference in footage between this thing and GoPro. I think it's going to speak for itself. But before I got there, I just kind of played around with it for a couple days. I took it out on some missions with the crew. We went and found dolphins and sea lions. So yeah, this is how it came to me. And right when I opened it out of the box, it was so user-friendly, and that's what I love. There was no setup. So I want it to be known that everything that I'm showing you today is straight out of the box. I haven't edited anything. I haven't color corrected anything. I haven't really even changed the settings on the video. Just took it out and started shooting. And that's an important feature. That user-friendliness is something that I really enjoy. When we first went out on our dive dinghy, and we found some dolphins right away. And this was my first time that I got to play with one of its accessories that I've actually fallen in love with. And that is that you have a digital wireless screen that you can see what your camera is doing. So all I would do is I would have the Insta360 Ace Pro on this extended tripod. I would just stick it in front of the boat on it, and I would literally just use this to view what my camera is seeing. So you're just watching along, see, but you probably can't. I can see exactly what's on the screen. So if I put it up here or down here, it doesn't matter. I know what it's filming at all times, which is amazing because I can't tell you how many times I'm hoping I'm getting the shot. This is great. This is next level accessory that they put on. So you stick it barely in the water. Obviously you can't take this really deep, but yeah, if it's just barely under the surface, you can sit there and watch the dolphins. They know that you're getting those shots. And same thing we did with sea lions. See that wham around with sea lions, and right away I could tell that the coloring, the clarity was far superior than any action camera that I've used in the past. So right then and there, I love this thing. Then we get into, they've actually added in this flip screen where we click at this. So it's great for vlogging. I can see myself right now. I can see that I'm in frame and leave it there. And I actually took it just like this underwater. The camera is rated to go down at least 10 meters. So I took it underwater without the housing, and I just did a dive with some local sea dragons underneath it here. And it was great because I could get the sea dragon in the shot and just see it right here on my little selfie screen and know that I was getting the shot underwater, which is something I've never been able to do before. I would use it on my hand and hope I'm getting it, but I really loved that I could just sit and watch it on that selfie screen. It's a really amazing addition that they've done right there, is having this flip screen. Insta360 Ace Pro, they're so confident in their product. They actually bought me a GoPro 12 because they wanted that side-by-side comparison. I'm going to show that to you. So what I did is I took both cameras underwater and I had them side-by-side in their housings, and anything over 10 meters you're going to need to have your any action camera in a housing. So you put it in there so that it's protected so that they don't fly. I had them side by side, and even when looking on the screen, well, first off, the screen is much larger than the Insta360 Pro and brighter, but I'm sitting there looking at the back of the screen, and I was in awe. We went into this one dive spot, and we fell into a cave, and we saw a gray nurse shark at the far end of the cave. And it was hard to make out with your eyes. It was that dark in there. But looking at the screens, I couldn't see anything. It was a completely almost black screen on the GoPro, where here is actually better than it is with my own eyeballs. And that right there, I was like, okay, we're onto something here. This is better than I expected. The more that I played with it since then, the more that aspect alone has really been the thing that has sold me on this camera. Is anything over 5-10 meters, where you normally are losing all of your colors, your reds, your oranges, this Insta360 Ace Pro far superior to the GoPro 12. And I was able to get amazing colors, and that's without lighting. So a lot of people always ask me, what rig should I get? What should I invest in to film underwater? My answer from here at this point forward is honestly get rid of the GoPros. I'm going to. From now on, this is likely going to be the setup that I'm going to advise about 90% of you budding new underwater cinematographers that want to get into the game. Is you don't need to go out and get a crazy rig for the fun. Most importantly is just to get wet, start filming, and start editing, honestly. So I would get an Insta360 Ace Pro, get it in dive housing, and get a tray like what you're seeing in front of you, okay? And this tray has an arm attachment, little ball arm attachments. And really important is if you were to have lighting. Lighting is going to be what really makes your footage pop, okay? So if you were, and none of the footage I've shown you with this camera so far has any lighting at all. They asked me not to. But I have one shot of a cuttlefish that has a little bit of light behind it. You'll see that lighting is very important. And this is the setup that you need. So right here on the box, this thing has got a 1" to a 1.3 sensor on it. So that is amazing. So this thing can film in 8K. I think that you're going to be able to find better videos that can go over the specs of this brand new Insta360 Ace Pro, but what they've asked me to do is really focus on it as a diving camera. And I can tell you that this could be the very future of filming underwater for a lot of people. I'm about to show you some of the amazing footage. I took this off Rottnest Island and we found some underwater caves. And again, just with the selfie stick, swimming around through the caves. And I loved that it could pick up the twinkling of light just coming through the cave lighting, and it could really pick up that contrast. Even in the darkest of dark places, it was good quality footage. Then they even gave a smaller little thing, not for your wrist, but it's actually for a bike. It just goes on your handlebars. And so when I was biking around Rottnest Island, I would just have this on my handlebars and I would be filming as I was going along, knowing that I was getting amazing shots, which is so great. So between having that on my wrist to film quokkas, and I'd have it down low, like on ground level right in front of quokkas going, I was getting good shots. So amazing accessories already, I can tell. They've got this quick attachment right here that I absolutely love. You can just take your Insta360, click it on like that. She is solid, and I've tried to like knock this off. I'm like really like hard testing these things, okay? And what I was surprised by, because they gave me like this backpack attachment, I was like, oh, that looks nerdy. But I can't tell you how many times I'm out like digging in my bag to try to get the camera, but you have to hold it the whole time. This thing right here just simply goes in. So anytime you're ready to film, you just take it, pop it out of its carrying case, film, put it back. That way you're not carrying your camera around all day. So there it is, guys. I'm sold. I'm gonna get rid of all my GoPros from here on out. Keep on kicking with my Insta360 Ace Pro. I think the footage speaks for itself. So I'm gonna put a couple clips really quick here, and just side by side of GoPro versus Insta360 Ace Pro. And you tell me in the comments which one you think is best. See you guys next time.